Race fans, we are gathered here again one more time. It's Monday night, the Halls on Post All-Pro Series here with the RaceSimNation.net guys. And I'll tell you what, James Grigate in the house tonight. He's your points leader coming in tonight, up a position this week. But I'll tell you what, Dwayne Hall not far behind. We'll get into that here in just a little bit. My partner, Tracy Flip Robinson, he's AWOL here tonight. And I think he had a little prior commitment. So I'm sure we'll hear the door squeak later on and see him come walking through the door. In the meantime, it's solo, just me and the bad boy up here. We're trying to get Phil from HD Radio Network on board with us tonight. I know we're doing a simulcast again. Tell you what, no better place to be listening. HD Radio Network over there. I believe it's on Nuff Radio, if I'm not mistaken. And we'll get Phil in the house here in just a little bit. John, the bad boy Westling, of course, Jesse James calls him the legend on Sunday nights, and he's in the house with his magic fingers pushing the buttons on the cameras for us tonight. But I'll tell you what, John, why don't we take him down through the points, and we'll let him know who's who and who's where here at the Race Nation Halls on Post Monday Night All-Pro Series. And of course, like we told you at the beginning here, James Grigate moved him up to the top one notch, sitting at the top of the pile up here, 294 points. And then Dwayne Hall, I'll tell you what, Dwayne Hall having a pretty decent night last week at Race Some Nation, or what do they call that? RSN Raceway Park. Him and Grigate both had a pretty decent night. Hall sitting just 8 points in back of James Grigate, down one notch this week. 22 car, Frankie Samato sitting in the third position. I'll tell you something, him and Dwayne Hall are going to be duking it out here tonight. 8 points behind the lead. They're sharing that second and third place there. And I'll tell you what, Samato has some pretty good statistics. We'll get into that here in just a little bit. In fourth place, 27 car, Larry Mulligan, another performer here at Atlanta Motor Speedway. I'll tell you what, he's 22 points off the lead. And then right behind him, Tony Bowling, just looks like 4 points off of Larry. Tony Bowling sitting in the fifth place spot here, guys, 26 points behind the lead. And then in sixth position, who's going to finish second? Hal Beardsworth. I'll tell you what, Hal having a pretty decent run at RSN Raceway Park last week. 39 points behind the lead this week. Jerry Hinkle still maintaining a top 10 run here at the Nation, seventh place. And he's 47 points behind the lead. They call him the Counselor, a young Italian boy from Chicago, Illinois, driving that number 34 car here tonight. Up a position this week, guys, sitting in eighth, 56 points. Joe DePino going to have a good night here at Atlanta. And in ninth position, down one notch, 49 car, Frank Jockman. He's 63 points off the lead. And rounding out the top 10 in the Monday Night Halls on Post All-Pro Series here, up 3 positions this week. And I'll tell you what, Brian Stewart in that number 20 machine, guys, had an outstanding run last week at RSN Raceway Park, 74 points behind the lead. And that's your point standing for the top 10 here at the Monday Night Halls on Post All-Pro Series. Let's get into some numbers right now. I'll tell you what, JD, the Cowboy Webb, always crunching the numbers with a calculator here. I've burned up a couple of them. Tony Bowling. I'll tell you what, Tony Bowling's in the house tonight. 4 wins here at Atlanta Motor Speedway. That's right, I said 4. So 5 top 5s to his credit, a couple of top 10s. But right behind him is going to be Larry Mulligan. He's got 4 top 5s, a couple of top 10s. Frankie Samato as well, 5 top 5s for him here at Atlanta. Dwayne Hall, 5 top 5s for him, a couple of top 10s. Let's talk about James Grigate here for just a minute, guys. I tell you what, James has not been here as often as Samato and Bowling and Mulligan and the rest of them go. But the times he has been here, hasn't been that big of a performer. So we'll be keeping an eye on him here tonight, too. He's got 1 win here at Atlanta and 2 top 5s. So I tell you what, bad boy, I did spend some time down in the garage talking to a few of these drivers. Looks like we're hearing about 63 laps on fuel, but tires may be an issue, looking at 50 laps, John.
Yeah, Atlanta Motor Speedway's known for tearing up them tires, J.D. Webb, and I don't think you're going to see anything different here tonight. Actually got a little bigger field than we're used to here at RSN. Got 14 drivers here tonight, so this might turn out to be a pretty good race, JD.
You bet. And I'll tell you what, we've been here 18 times in the past. Caution average running at 6.5. We'll give them 6. 100 laps on the books here at Atlanta here tonight. So I'll tell you what, in the meantime, why don't we go ahead and take it trackside for you. I believe the Cactus Cuties are standing by to present our national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
And we are back. I'll tell you what, that is absolutely the best rendition of the national anthem that I have ever heard. And, you know, those girls, those young girls are ages 11 to 16 with singing that national anthem, and just beautiful little voices down there. They are lining up on pit road. I hear the motors firing up, so I'll tell you what, why don't we go ahead and we'll start down through the field with you. Starting out on the pole here tonight, no surprise here, Dwayne Hall in that number 55 machine. He run a 29:51 lap to earn himself that #1 spot. But right beside him on the outside, starting second tonight, is going to be James Greegate with an equally as good run here, 29:53 for his qualifying run. In third position tonight, Roger Haygood driving that number 5 machine. And in fourth position is going to be Frankie Samanto, or excuse me, Frankie Jockman driving that number 49 machine tonight. And
looks like we got a server reset, JD.
looks like so, yeah, something. Boy, all of a sudden, all my stuff kind of went haywire here. So apparently, we had some kind of a technical issue. We're gonna have to take you from the top here. We'll wait until things get settled down. So why don't we go ahead and cut away? We'll take a quick commercial break, and we'll come back and catch you up to date. All right, and I'll tell you what, somebody went downstairs and plugged the machine back in. I'll tell you what, we are hot after it here tonight. And I'll tell you what, let's go back down through the field one more time, starting out on the pole up here, the driver of that number 55 machine for Halls on Post, Dwayne Hall. Of course, outside him, teammate James Greegate in that number 7, who has had back-to-back wins here for a couple of weeks at the Nation. And I'll tell you what, top performer at the RSN Raceway Park last week. Starting in the second row on the inside, Roger Haygood driving that number 5 Exxon machine. Outside him, 22 car Frankie Samanto. Remember, keep your eye on Samanto. 5 top 5s here at Atlanta. On the inside, in 5th position, is going to be the 49 car Frank Jockman. Outside him in 6th position, Larry Mulliken in that 27 Harley Davidson machine. I'll tell you what, Larry Mulliken, 4 top 5 finishes here, a couple of top 10s. And on the inside in 7th place is going to be the 33 car of Jerry Hinkle. Outstanding season he's having here at the Nation. As we get the green flag, and we're already racing, guys. James Greegate jumping out to an early lead here, but he's got Dwayne Hall on the bottom here. So I'll tell you what, going into turn 1, they'll be duking it out here. We'll see who the winner is coming off the front stretch, or the back stretch here. And to cover the rest of the field for you, I tell you what, Jerry Hinkle's in the house. Tony Bowling starting back here in about 8th position. Howard Pittman, Chris Judson, Ben Bando in the house. Hal Bidworth, Jay Bunn. Good to see him back again. Of course, Counselor Joe DePino. But up here in the front, Dwayne Hall took it away from James Greegate, as Greegate taking up 2nd position back here. Frankie Samanto working the top side here as he's going past Roger Haygood going into the turn here, guys.
And Frankie, Larry Mulliken, that 27 machine, I see him a lot of smoke. I don't know if somebody got loose up there or what.
Oh, caution out, and I'm looking at the 28 car Howard Pittman here, guys. Need to put it on my roll back here, and it looks like I'm thinking a 20 machine. The 20 machine, or the 28 machine, might have started this whole thing running here, John. Looks like he got out of shape here a little bit and kind of sideswiped the 51.
Road's closed.
Now see what happens coming in the first turn. And you're exactly right. He just, the 28 looked like he just came down right there on him. Slides back around. It's going to clip Jay Bunn here. Oh, wow. Jay Bunn's first race back, I believe, J.D. Webb, because I heard him in the race last time on the broadcast saying he's having wheel problems. But unfortunate for both these drivers in early going.
Yeah, you bet. I'll tell you what, kind of a ping-pong ball effect down here. 28 car Howard Pittman, unusual to see that 28 car, make that kind of a move. I got to think something happening to the handling of that car right here from the get-go here. But, gosh, James Bunn, I'm looking at his car. He takes a huge hit into the outside wall, guys, into the safer barrier. But I'll tell you what, it's still going to be significant damage on that number 37 machine. But I tell you, it's good to see Jay Bunn back on the track again. I know he's been spending some time with his family, moving across the country, and from Texas, I believe he's down there in somewhere in Florida now.
And not much change, JD, on the track. 55 Dwayne Hall still leading them around the track here with James Greegate. Greegate never really got a chance to really make much of a move with 3/4 of a lap in the books, JD.
You bet. And I'll tell you what, as we told you before, a caution average here at Atlanta, 18 times we've been here, 6.5. We'll give them 7 for tonight. But first caution of the night coming out on lap 2. Why don't we go ahead and step away? We'll take a real quick commercial break, and we'll bring you the restart here live. ETV Live, Cowboy, it's the only choice. Don't wander off. We'll be right back.
Okay, pits are open for all cars. We can pit now.
Hey dude, are you ready to rock and roll? If that's cool, then you need to do it over at HD Radio Network. HD Radio Network, 4 stations broadcasting 24/7 with everything from metal favorites to the 80s classic rock like legendary Leonard Skinner, Electric Light Orchestra, Foreigner, and bone-rattling, skull-crushing rock and roll on hard driving radio. And partnered with Nuff World Simulation Gaming, check out the HD Radio Network's Nuff Radio with Bear Factory, Stone Temple Pilots, Def Leppard, and a whole lot more. HDRadioNetwork.com. Take your pick and rock your brains out, dude. All right, and welcome back, Atlanta Motor Speedway. And I'll tell you what, working our first caution here, 28-car Howard Pittman bouncing off the wall and into 3 or 4 other cars out there. But I'll tell you what, Jay Bunn probably took a huge hit on that one. All right, then I tell you what, down on pit road, I heard the hammers coming out, got them all banged out. And I think we're getting ready to go back to racing here. Dwayne Hall out in front of James Greegate this time around again, picking up another green flag. Frankie Simonto, Roger Haygood, Larry Mulligan making up your top 5 when we get the restart here. But checking over here in the chat room like we always do here on ETV Live, and we got a small house full over here. Christian from Costa Rica in the house. Dale Reynolds watching broadcast tonight. Keith Barrick and Mama D, Dragon Master herself. I tell you what, doing an outstanding job with her little team of dragons on the Wednesday night team racing series here at the Nation. And, of course, Steve Mahana in the house from Nuff World over there. And look who's there, VTEC 600. Y'all know who that is. His name is Jason. He's from Viper Technologies. And I'll tell you what, partnering up with ETV Live. And I'm sure he's in the house to give some stuff away tonight. We'll have to pay attention to that.
Okay,
but,
we're going back to green. Next
in the meantime, we're going to get to 1 to go. This time by Dwayne Hall. Pick up that green flag one more time. Bad boy. And I'll tell you what, this might be quite the race between Greegate and Hall up here in front.
And JD, I hope you've taken your Viagra this week, buddy, because Saturday night we're going to be at Nuff World for a 4-hour broadcast, actually 4-hour plus broadcast if you add the pre-race in for the Nuff World 500 at Daytona International Speedway, JD.
You bet, and I'll tell you what, in the house with us tonight, radio personality Phil from HD Radio Network. And I'll tell you what, Phil, you enjoying the buffet back here? I heard it was popcorn and what?
I am stuffing my pie hole back here. You guys had to drag me away just to get me up here to the mic.
Tell you what, as John mentioned, we've got a huge broadcast coming our way. I know we've got a kind of a production meeting tomorrow to kind of finalize everything, but looking at the pre-race show being broadcasted on HD Radio, we'll be a part of that. And then the transition over about 7 o'clock. We've got a 1-hour pre-race show here, right here live on ETV Live. I think everybody's going to enjoy it.
Oh, yeah, it's going to be real fun. We'll be starting 5 p.m. Eastern time over on Nuff Radio with a little radio pre-race. Like I said, we're going to try to get you guys over there for a little bit of that, and then hand it off to you guys at 7.
Outstanding. And back out here at Atlanta Speedway, Dwayne Hall picking up the green flag one more time. James Greegate, Frankie Simonto in behind. But looks like Greegate putting the pressure on Dwayne Hall early in the race. Now, we talked about James Greegate here. He's only got 1 win and a couple of top 5s. Not a real top performer here at Atlanta, but I know that he hasn't been here as often as Bowling and Simonto and some of the rest of these guys we were talking about. So we're going to keep our eye on Greegate and see what happens. And I think, talking to Dwayne Hall earlier before the race started, I think he mentioned, John, that the last time that they were here that he and Greegate actually tangled and couldn't even finish the rest of the race.
Well, guys, they almost tangled here just a few minutes ago as they were door to door. Greegate tried to make a move on the inside. Dwayne Hall said, oh no, picked up the high line, just blew right by that 7-car James Greegate. But I don't think he's going to hold him off very long. He seems to be the dominant car here week in and week out. And I believe I've seen Ben Bando on the track tonight. So we might have a little more competition between him and Frankie Simons. There's a lot of guys that probably could win here tonight, JD.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez. JD, you made it.
Oh, my God.
Man, my arms are tired. I got flown in here.
Whoa. Hey, guess who's in the house? Tracy Flip Robinson. Hey, I'm glad you made it. Phil's in the house here. He was going to help me call the race, but it's kind of a difficult thing when you got about an 8-second delay. But I'm glad you're here, Tracy.
Yeah, I tell you what, JD had to come fly through a little snowstorm, slowed me up a little bit. But you know me, I ain't gonna miss a race unless I absolutely have to, guys.
Absolutely. I tell you what, things are happening out here on the track. 9 laps in the books already. We're scheduled for 100 of them here at Atlanta Motor Speedway. But let's go back here to Ben Bando here a little bit. He had to start in the back of the field, guys. He didn't get in on the qualifying session, so he's coming from the back to the front, sitting in 8th position already. But just in front of him is a 21 car of Tony Bowling. And going over the statistics during pre-race here, Tracy, we were looking at Bowling as one of the picks to probably win this thing here tonight. He's got 4 trophies on the shelf with 5 top 5s and 2 top 10s here. So I'll tell you what, looking for Tony Bowling, probably to hook it up, put something together here in a few more laps. But in the meantime, checking out the house over here, VTEC 600, that's going to be Jason from Viper Technologies. And if you haven't checked it out yet, ViperSR.com. Get over and check that game seat out there. And gosh, I think he's given, I don't know, what has it been, 3 or 4 of them away already here on ETV Live. So ViperSR.com. Get over and check it out. And I know he's giving away some stuff here tonight too, Tracy. So we'll just let him get after it over here. But HD Radio Network in the house with us tonight, simulcasting on Enough Radio, Tracy.
Yeah, I tell you what, good to see Phil here, and also the guys with the Viper 600 SR seat. Tell you what, great seat. And now I'm looking out there, JD. I see we got a few people kind of come floating back over here to RSN. Ben Bando, Jay Bunn, and Judson. Good to see these guys out here out on the track racing.
You bet. And I'll tell you what, to bring you up to date here, Tracy, we've already had our first caution. It came out on lap 2, the 28 car involved, and as well as Jay Bunn and a couple others. But Jay Bunn probably took the biggest hit, big slam into the outside wall, get clipped by the 28 car of Howard Pittman. But I'll tell you what, some action happening out here on the track. Ben Bando in that 51 car. I'll tell you what, keep your eye on that Quaker State U.S. Army green machine out here as he moves his machine forward. He's coming up on 21 car, Tony Bowling. Just went around Jay Bunn. Of course, Jay Bunn, we'll keep an eye on him as well. Looks like he got most of the damage fixed on that machine of his. But Jay Bunn, welcome back to the track.
Yeah, I tell you, good to see Jay Bunn back. We had him out there at the last couple races, JD, watching the races. Looks like he got himself a platform to set that steering wheel up on. His Roger Hagen in that 5 car fighting tough on the high side with Tony Bowling, the 21 down the low, so trying to work his way around him. And Ben Bando's right on the back bumper of that 21 of Tony Bowling as Tony slides up the track up in front of the 5.
But I'll tell you what, watching them pushed here just a little bit, 15 laps in this run, so nobody came down pit road except for the damaged cars there on lap 2. So, you know, we're going to count them up. We'll probably 15 laps on that set of tires for all these guys for the most part. But out here in front, Dwayne Hall, James Greegate kind of just cruising around. I see his arm sticking out the window there, and he's probably got the cruise control set. But Dwayne Hall checking the mirror, seeing where he's at. But pretty good race going so far here, Tracy, at Atlanta Motor Speedway. And like I said, Viper Technologies in the house tonight. Checking over here in the chat room, SB, looks like Sean Brown is checking out the race tonight. Robert in the house. And Danny Gabaldon. Danny Gabaldon, he won the that seat last night in the giveaway. He guessed the winner of the race here on Sunday night, and so he's getting one shipped to his house.
Yeah, I tell you, great to see Danny Gabaldon win that. You know, that's an awesome seat that they're giving out for prizes, and man, I tell you what, I'd like to put my butt inside on one of those for getting out the races. Jay Bunn gets loose, JD. Right there in corner 2, it actually gets into the outside wall.
All right, no caution coming out yet. Jay Bunn having extreme difficulties out here. Got to think that's a product of the caution.
Whoa, Hagen almost went out.
Hagen almost slipping out there. I tell you what, get down there across that apron line down there. That is no man's land. But managed to hang on to that number 5 machine, get it back under control. Frankie Jockman up on the outside, and that Yeller machine up there.
Yeller? Old Yeller.
Old Yeller machine up there on the outside. But I tell you what, Roger Haygood probably collecting his thoughts here a little bit, tangling with that apron line down there. I tell you what, that is absolutely no man's land down there. You do not want to put a tire across there. You will go flying across the track. 33 car, Jerry Hinkle coming alongside the 5.
Yeah, Jerry Hinkle getting a good run around the outside them corner. Looks like we've got a battle for the lead up here, JD. As James Greegate, just get running a lower line, but not able to get up beside the 55 of Dwayne Hall. Looks like Dwayne Hall is running a mid line to bottom, and his car is really starting to drift up. I'm not too sure if he's chasing a loose condition, but he's using absolutely every part of the track he can on the exit.
You bet. And I'll tell you what, Dwayne Hall, he's got 5 top 5 finishes here the number of times he's been here, so he's got a pretty impressive record. You know, to James Greegate's 1 win and a couple of top 5s. That's it for that number 7 machine. But I'll tell you what, checking his performance back here in the past few weeks, Tracy, back-to-back wins here at the Nation. Don't count that James Greegate out just based on his performance here at Atlanta. But I'll tell you what, we need to also tell the folks that this will be the final race here for a little while for the Nation from ETV Live. And I'll tell you, John the Bad Boy Westling, I want to bring you in here for a minute. You know, we kind of grew up here at the Nation, and all the innovations, the creative, everything, Racing Nation, deeply involved with us here as we broadcasted the races here a couple of weeks. But I'll tell you what, no finer group than Racing Nation, John. No,
I like to call this our grassroots, JD. I mean, a lot of great friendships made here and a lot of great times here at Race Sim Nation. And I'm sure these guys are going to rebuild next season and have a bigger and better group here. But this is some of the best sim racers here at Race Sim Nation in the ARCA Sim. And hopefully the ARCA Sim regroups and gets a few more updates out, JD, so make this thing grow again.
Yeah, absolutely. And I tell you what, it also helps to have Trackmaster Dwayne Hall along for the ride, too. He's responsible for making these tracks really raceable, almost like the real deal out here. Take Daytona and Talladega, Trace. Oh, Tony Bowling into the wall, guys. Takes a piece of the wall with him up here on the top side. 23 laps on that set of tires of his. I got to think that probably something going a little bit haywire with that right rear tire, Tracy.
Yeah, it looks like he just tried to get the wider entrance there, JD, and the safer barrier wall comes up so fast on you. You don't even have time to react to get away from it. So look for Tony Boland's car to probably start pushing even more here in a few laps, as he's got Ben Bando right on his back bumper. Oh, dang, you have to get right around James Greegate.
And I'll tell you what, man, Tony Bowling, that 21, they call him smoke for nothing. He's making his move now. He's getting, just went past the number 7 car of James Greegate, and he's going after that 55 car, hook, line, and sinker. He's going to get her coming off of turn 4, be heading down the tri-oval here.
Yeah, I tell you got to keep an eye on that 51's right on his bumper, JD. Pass each car the same time he does. Look for that Ben Bando to go to try to take the lead as he goes down low, entering the corner. Tony Boland up on the high side as these guys are racing for the lead. As a matter of fact, Ben Bando looks like he's going to lose a little bit of speed on exit, but gets back behind Tony, going to do it again.
I'll tell you what, you can run that high line and maintain a pretty high speed. In fact, you can probably outrun the guy on the bottom who has to get out of the throttle just a little bit more than you do up on the top side. A little tighter turn down there in the bottom, a little higher banking up there on the top, but, a little longer distance around on the top. But I'll tell you what, you can keep your throttle in it, and that's exactly what Tony Bowling's doing in that 21 machine, able to keep right out in front of Ben Bando in that 51. I'll tell you what, the race has begun up here in front. 26 laps in the books, 100 on the board here tonight.
Yeah, I tell you, these guys are doing a great job racing close together. Ben Bando's right there, right in his tire track, all the way around this track. It looks like the 22, Frankie Simano's trying to look underneath the 7 of James Greegate, trying to take that spot from James and get the 4th spot. James getting a little better entrance in the corner as Tony Boland pushing really high on the exit of the corner, JD.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what, Tony Bowling, Dwayne Hall, James Greegate, they're all on the same team. So I got to believe that there's probably radio communication going between all of them up here. But I'll tell you what, Ben Bando has not let that 21 machine out of his sights. He's right on the bumper of that 21 Tony Bowling up here in the front. But let's move it back here just a little bit. Talk about Frankie Simonto in that 22 machine. Dragon Motorsports as Frankie Simonto's got 5 top 5s under his belt here at Atlanta Motor Speedway, guys. So I tell you what, Frankie Simonto looking to make a run on that number 7, James Grigate. We got one in the pits.
Now we got one back in the garage. JD 34, Joe DePino, had some ignition problems, had to pull that behind the wall and load it up on the truck and headed for the barn.
Headed for the barn. That's too bad for Joe DePino. Joe DePino up a position this week in the points, Tracy. He's looks like he's about 56 points off the lead up here. But got something else?
Yeah, I'm watching our leaders, JD. Ben Bando's getting a run under the 21 of Tony Bowling. Tony kind of took a different line, kind of stayed up off the wall, kind of squeezed Ben Bando down low. It looks like Ben Bando going to lead that lap, JD. He's down the bottom. You got Tony Bowling on that side. They're side by side, heading through 1 and 2.
Bet, and I'll tell you what, you can only run that top side, so much, Tracy. That right rear tire's going to get burning hot on you if you keep that action up there. But I'll tell you what, if Tony can't get to the bottom going into 3 and 4, the game's going to be over here just shortly. But Tony Bowling making a good run coming off of 3 and 4 here, but Bando right with him coming down the tri-oval.
Yeah, I tell you about 2 cars being equal. Like you said, Tony Bowling run that high line. It's going to take him a few laps, but he'll start heating up that right rear, which is going to slow him down on the exit. But Ben Bando's giving Tony plenty of room on that outside, keeping about almost a half a car width between them. As looks like Ben Bando decided to get back behind the 21 of Tony Bowling.
You bet. I'll tell you what, probably a smart move there. 31 laps on the books here now. Again, spent time down in the garage. We're looking at somewhere around 50 laps on tires, 63 laps on the fuel. So if that holds true, we're only about 20 some odd, 18 some odd laps away from what could be green flag pit stops here at Atlanta Motor Speedway. Halls on Post Monday Night All Pro Series. Let's check on back here just a little bit. James Grigate and Dwayne Hall, teammates back here. That's going to be the 7 car and the 55 car, almost 2 seconds off the leaders up here, Tracy. So I got a funny feeling that tires are having a big handling or having an issue with the handling on those 2 machines as they start backing down the laps here quite a bit.
Yeah, look for number 3, Hal Beardsworth, starting to move forward, JD. Looks like he's got a good long run setup as he's slowly starting to pick off drivers. Is working his way to get caught up back up to Larry Mulliken and that group. But looks like Hal's starting to pick up the pace a little bit here in the long run, JD. He's running 7th position.
Hal Beardsworth, who's going to finish second. Tell you what, had a pretty good run at RSN Raceway Park last week. I believe he got a podium finish out of it, if I'm not mistaken. And then, of course, right behind him in 8th position down here, 33 car, Jerry Hinkle. Now, I know Jerry, he just likes to come out here and just kind of babble around and run his laps. I'll tell you what, he's one that manages to stay up in the top 10 of the points, sitting number 7 here in the overall. And Jerry Hinkle having an outstanding season. Always probably one of the biggest ETV Live fans there is out there. But Jerry Hinkle in that 33 machine, nice looking machine.
Yeah, I tell you, the 55 of Dwayne Hall starting to really fight them tires, JD. Oh, it looks like the 27, just about got up into the 55. The 27 car really starting to push. But the 22 of Frankie Smano and the 27 of Larry Mulliken were able to get by that 55 of Dwayne Hall, JD.
All right, move Frankie Simonto up here a couple of notches, and you're absolutely right, Larry Mulliken, that 27 machine. I got to think that tires are probably playing a big part. 36 laps in the books as Ben Bando gets past the 21 car of Tony Bowling for the lead up here, guys. But I'll tell you what, Tony Bowling staying right with him. Remember, Tony's got 4 trophies from Atlanta sitting on his shelf at home, so don't count that Bowling out yet.
Yeah, I tell you, look at this gap they got, JD. These 2 are just running away from the 7 of James Grigate. It looks like the 22 of Frankie Simano's car is starting to catch a 7 and look for the 22 to try to get up there and take 3rd away, guys. As he's got Larry Mulliken behind him and Dwayne Hall running in 6th position. And here comes number 3 of Hal Beardsworth, slowly closing that gap down, JD.
You bet, and I want to remind the folks that HD Radio Network in the house tonight, simulcasting the race here from Atlanta Motor Speedway. Welcome along for the ride, folks. I know you can't see it, But I'll tell you what, we'll bring the action to you as best we can on the air here. But Phil Foltz from HD Radio Network in the house, radio personality himself. Phil, you enjoying the show?
Oh, absolutely. Great show. Loving every minute of it.
He don't talk much either, does he?
Yeah, but you listen to him on his radio show, JD. You can't shut him up. I don't know what's going on.
Oh, we got a lot going on over here, pushing these buttons over here at the HD Radio Network, making sure this feed goes out smooth and clean.
I got a feeling that the HD Radio Network is kind of like ETV Live, balin wire, gray tape, and you're the producer, the engineer, and the janitor. Y'all wear the same hat over there like we do here.
Pretty much. If it wasn't for DJ Kelly, you know, keeping everything else in line on the other end, we'd be a mess.
Tell you, JD, Hal Beard was moving forward. We just got past the 55. Dwayne Hall moved. Hal Beard was up to 6th position, and we got a heck of a battle just right in front of him as Frankie Simano was all over the back of the 7 of James Greegate, trying to find a way around him. Just can't get the run through the middle of the corner as James holding his car right on the bottom. It looks like Frankie's going to be almost just about got underneath him, entering that in corner 3 and 4, JD.
You bet, and I'll tell you what, we're looking at probably green flag pit stops coming up here in about 8 or 9 laps. So I'll tell you what, why don't we step away real quick. We'll take a commercial break right here, right now. When we come back, green flag pit stops coming our way. So, hey, don't wander off, cowboy. We'll be right back. All right, we are back live. Green flag pit stops coming our way already here, guys. And just want to make mention, lap 42, Samanto made the pass on Greegate, so move Samanto up one notch. And then the 55 car started his pit on lap 43, so more action down there on the track, Tracy.
Yeah, JD, the 7 of James Greegate, he just hit pit road. That number 3 of Hal Beard was moving all the way up to 3rd place, guys. He got around the 22, 27, and also that 7. Looked like Larry Mulligan tried to enter pit road, guys. Missed his pits, and I do think, and listening here, I thought maybe he might have been out of fuel. 27 missed the entry into pit road, guys.
Wow, that's going to set him way back. I'll tell you what, Larry Mulligan, that 27 machine, 4 top 5 finishes here at Atlanta. One of the cars we were keeping our eye on here tonight, in big trouble already here on lap 47. So I'll tell you what, Ben Bando still holding the fort down out here in front. Tony Bowling, 21 car, making his pit stop, rolling down pit road at 45 miles an hour. It'll be 4 tires and fuel for that 21. Smoking Tony Bowling as Hal Beardsworth still hanging out here in the top 5, guys, so they should be coming down here momentarily as well, Tracy.
Yeah, Larry Mulligan still having difficulties getting at pit road, guys, there. He had to jump on the brakes, locked him up, and slid actually into the grass a little bit. And the 33 of Jerry Hinkle also hitting pit road, along with the 28 of Howard Pittman.
All right, green flag, pit stops underway. Jerry Hinkle, 4 tires and fuel down and out on his way out, as we've got a couple of more heading down pit road. Ben Bando giving up the lead up here on his way down to get 4 tires and fuel and back out. That's going to turn the lead over to Hal Beardworth out here, collect a couple of bonus points for a lead lap. And then we've yet got Frankie Samanto, Frank Jockman, and Haygood sitting in his pits right now, getting 4 tires and fuel on the number 5 machine. So green flag pit stops happening as we speak.
Yeah, I tell you, there's a lot of smoke in pit road. These guys are lighting them tires up, and as they exit pit road, JD, they should be in momentarily. I would think the 3 of Hal Beardworth will get down to pit road as Howard Pittman just getting back up to speed on the track. And I do believe right now our leader, Hal Beardworth, is hitting pit road, guys.
You bet. And then 22 car Frankie Samanto, he's going to collect his bonus points. So as they cycle back around, that may bring the 51 car Ben Bando back up to the lead with Tony Bowling right behind him, guys. So we'll keep an eye on that action. But also in the house tonight, Viper Technologies. Jason over there in the chat room. I tell you what, he's hanging out with Chris Butcher, Christian, Dale Reynolds, Danny Ashbury. I tell you what, Greg Smith over there from Viper Technologies, he's along for the ride tonight. Keith Barrick, of course, Mama the Dragon Master over there as well. Danny Gabaldon, Steve Mahana. At least I can read the list here tonight. I can see you all over there. Not a big house tonight, but I tell you what, I know Jason from Viper Tech over there having a good time with everybody over there. A lot of giveaways happening here on ETV Live. Hey, any night of the week, catch us over here and stay tuned. And I'll tell you what, you
JD,
can stay tuned.
JD, hold on.
Go ahead.
JD,
Go ahead.
Did you take my tracking number from Jason?
Your tracking
number?
number?
Said he sent the tracking number for my seat, and I like to know where it's at. Where's it at, JD? Choke it up.
Hey, you guys want to put that thing back in the box and send it back over to John? It's on its way. All right.
Partially assembled.
Yeah. Hey, put the plastic back on the seat too, guys.
You probably broke it after he sat on it, Tracy.
hey, you know what, Al, let me tell you something about those seats, dude. Let me tell you something. Okay, you plug it in. Forget the monitor. Forget the steering wheel. Forget all the rest of that stuff.
You just want the vibrations, don't you?
Just plug that baby in and put it in front of your TV set, and I guarantee you'll go right to sleep, dude. But I tell you what. Anyway, back out here on the track. No kidding about that seat, man. You plug that baby in, hook your monitor up in your steering wheel, and you'll get a ride like you have not had a ride. They got the rumble seat built into the seat of that thing. Something like the, what do they call that, butt kicker thing, but like 4 times as good. Surround sound, the whole 9 yards, dude. The thing only weighs less than 50 pounds, so you can cart it from one room to the other. Hell, put wheels on it if you have to. And I tell you what, no better outfit over there. ViperSR.com. Get over there and check it out. $289, dude, plus shipping. That's a limited time offer, so get on over there and check it out. In the meantime, back out here on the track, Frankie Samato working his way out of pit road, back out on the track here, the 22 machine for Dragon Motorsports. He's one of the cars we're keeping an eye on here tonight. He's got a bunch of top 5 finishes as he hustles back up here on the track. Ben Bando still has the lead, Tracy, but Tony Bowen trying to close the distance, almost 3 seconds, about 2.8 seconds behind him.
Yeah, Ben Bando's pit crew got him out in a hurry, and Ben Bando's made up some time on Tony Bowen, put a pretty good distance on him. Looked like his pit crew guy gained him almost 2 seconds in that pit stop, JD. And we know Ben Bando, he's just going to pretty much run a pretty smooth pace, let Tony burn his stuff off. By the time he reaches him, Ben Bando is just going to take off.
Yeah, I tell you what, strategy's working out here, and I tell you what, 100 laps on the books here at Atlanta Motor Speedway. So we're looking at pit stops that actually started about the 47 lap mark, and then of course completing here at about the 54, 55 lap mark. So interesting fuel strategies may be working out here. Some of these guys are going to have to pit one more time. As we'll see. But I tell you what, 56 laps in the book, 6 laps past the halfway point here at Atlanta Motor Speedway. and I'm trying to keep track of things over here in the chat room, guys. And something about can't ship it to JD that cheap. What?
Can't ship you that cheap, JD.
Can't ship me. Well,
They sure won't overnight you. I know that.
Hey, he said we could have one sample, but we had to share. So I got it for a few days. I'm gonna send it to John for a few days, and he'll send it to Tracy for a few days. We'll have it plenty wore out by the time.
I just would like to know how you got it first. I don't that's for another show.
Yeah, you wouldn't think the shipping would be shorter to you, John, than it is all the way out to that sunny state?
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah, well, hey, who put the deal together anyway? All right. Hey, we do have some fun up here on the booth. Hey, Wendy Bernard, what is on the buffet table for dinner tonight? I never did get a chance to get back there and check it out. I heard popcorn and fruit juice or Kool-Aid or whatever it is back there. But Wendy Bernard, Dragon Master,
Holy moly, JD.
over there in the booth. She always takes care of the buffet table for us here at ETV Live. But anyway, you know what? Let's go to ETV Live here for just a second. ETV-eplay.net. You want to catch this race again as we watch the action out here at Atlanta Motor Speedway? Well, you can do it. ETV-eplay.net. That's the only place, cowboy. I tell you what, have yourself a Corona. What do we call it? I lost my script, so I don't even remember what we called it anymore. Have yourself an ETV party. Corn dogs and Coronas, cowboy. God, I knew I'd remember that. ETV-eplay.net. Yeah, Jerry. But I'll tell you what, get over there, get the downloads going. You can watch them online over there, or you can download them and burn them off onto your own DVD. Invite your friends and neighbors, your in-laws, the outlaws, everybody. Have a corn dog and Corona party and watch those replays on the big screen. But I'll tell you what, we got a threesome working up here at Atlanta Motor Speedway up here. Watching, cycling back around here again, Larry Malkin, Hal Beardsworth up here duking it out, and Jay Bunn trying to stay with him right here too. But looks like Larry Malkin might be looking for a way around that number 3 car up here. But I tell you what, Larry Malkin one lap down, made the mistake, missed his pit the first time around, had issues the second time around, Tracy. And Chris Judson, if the lucky dog comes out, Chris Judson, that 01 car, he'll be the one.
Yeah, I tell you, Jay Bunn doesn't want to see that one car. He'd like to see him fall back all the way to him, as Jay Bunn is one lap down, but looks like he's running pretty good. He's got Frankie Simano diving down to the bottom of the track, taking that spot away from the 37 of Jay Bunn. Tell you what, car handling good there on the bottom of the track, guys.
You bet. I tell you what, Larry Malkin has got to put the hustle on that 27 machine to get up there and catch up to those guys. Try to get that lap back, or at least move the 01 out of position and get place that lucky dog if it comes out. And I'll tell you what, with a 6.5 average caution here throughout the 18 races that they've been here, Tracy, we're due to have a couple of more. But I'll tell you what, the way things are going, I don't know, dude. 63 laps in the books, 100 on the board here tonight, and Ben Bando looking pretty good out here in the front.
Yeah, Judson, the 01 of Judson's doing a great job, not really falling back too much, guys. Really hanging with Ben Bando pretty decent. Not falling to the grasp of the rest of the guys behind him. Tony Bowling just looking for any space he can to find a way forward to catch up to that 51 of Ben Bando. Looks like he's starting to close the gap a little bit, but I tell you, just not within reach of the 21 of 7 of James Grigate. He worked his way around the 55 of Dwayne Hall. Quite a battle with those guys, JD.
You bet. You know, I keep watching Frankie Simonto's car here, that 22 machine. He keeps on going down almost all the way across the apron, coming through 1 and 2 here, guys. So I'm not quite sure what he's doing. That's usually no man's land down there, Tracy.
Yeah, you got to be really careful until you get down on that apron, and that's going to turn you in an instant. But I tell you, Frankie's car holding that bottom groove, but he's actually starting to lose a little bit of ground now as 37 of Jay Bunn getting back around him on the high side.
Yeah, Jay Bunn trying to get one of those laps back, at least race it back there. But I tell you what, he's got some work ahead of him. As he's got Larry Mulliken, that 27 machine up there, and then of course he's got to get around the 01 of Chris Judson in order to be in the place for that lucky dog, if it even comes out tonight, guys. I tell you what, terrific race here at Atlanta Motor Speedway, the Halls on Post Monday Night All Pro Series, brought to you by Halls on Post. I tell you what, to Angela Hall. It's tax season, folks, and unfortunately I don't see Angela in the house tonight. Usually she's here, but taxes and accounting, I tell you what, it's tax time. Give Angela Hall a ring over there and get her going on your taxes. Hallsonpost.com is where you can hook up with her. So do it today, Cowboy. But I tell you what, James Grigay still holding down the third position up here. Still top 5 run for that kid tonight. And you can catch him up in Grundy, Illinois, starting April 27th on Friday night short track racing. I tell you what, this kid, what a ride this kid has put together, all right? He starts out online racing, you know, very avid online racer, Tracy. Gets involved through his job, you know, as a marketing, something having to do with marketing, NASCAR or whatever, but hooks up with Kinderhorn Racing Team, hooks a ride in late model, misses the first couple of races, guy, and he comes out of the season as the Rookie of the Year. So I tell you what, James Grigate up there in Grundy, Illinois, is JamesGrigateRacing.com. Check it out, Cowboy, if you like short track racing, and watch that number 7 car up there.
Yeah, I tell you, right now they're looking to figure out how to catch that 51 of Ben Bando right at the moment. I know James Grigate running in third position. He's got the 55 of Dwayne Hall right back behind him, but slowly slipping back. But look who's hanging around in fifth, JD, the 33 of Jerry Hinkle. Just pretty much runs his race, and well, he seems to end up in that top 5, type 10 area.
Absolutely. I tell you what, Jerry Hinkle sitting 7th in the overall points here at the Nation for the Monday Night Series. Jerry Hinkle having a top 5 run here tonight at Atlanta, and was checking the lap times, guys, here. Ben Bando last time around turned 30.27s as the 21 machine of Tony Bowling. He's backing it down to 30.30. So I tell you what, Tony Bowling, he's losing time on that 51 machine up there, Tracy. Is Tony Bowling was probably the major pick here tonight to walk home with another trophy, but certainly losing time, almost a little over 3 seconds off of Bando.
Yeah, I tell you, Frankie Simano just got around the 3. The 3 had to run the high line, got stuck behind the 20 to Howard Pittman, running a little slower out there, so Hal Beardsley had to check up for the 28 of Howard Pittman. That allowed the 22 of Frankie Simano to get a great run on the bottom and take over the 6th position.
You bet. And Tony Bowling, he's got the 01 of Chris Judson up there on the outside. Of course, Judson being that first car, 1 lap down. Bowling making a smooth pass on him, getting past him. But Bowling trying to hook it up and get back out there in front. Checking over in the chat room again. Am I seeing what I'm seeing over here? It looks like Jason, Viper Technology, is going to give away some money tonight. Certificates.
Whoa, yeah.
Pick the winner.
No, they're picking your weight, JD.
Oh,
My way. Good luck.
Might need a trucker scale for that.
All right, I'm trying to see what's going on over here in the chat room over here. I tell you what, we've given away like he sent them to me today, like I don't know, like $1,200 worth of prizes in the last 3 or 4 days here. I tell you what, I don't know how many of those seats we've given away here. But I tell you what, hooked up and along for the ride, Viper Technologies. Check them out, vipersr.com over there. And I'll tell you, I know we've been going on and on about that chair, but I tell you, you know, they did some serious engineering and, you know, did some serious spec work on it. And I'll tell you, it's like no other, dude. And good quality material, lightweight, the whole 9 yards. So check it out over there. But in the meantime, over here, HD Radio Network in the house. And Phil, I know you were digging into the popcorn and the goodies back there on the table, but how are you doing tonight, my friend?
Doing real good. I done cleared the buffet table. We're gonna have to get you with our caterer over here at HDRN because we definitely, you know, get them going.
All right. I tell you what, the HD Radio Network Daytona 500 coming up here pretty soon, guys. That'll be February 25th. You want to tune in for this one, and I'll tell you what, Phil, I'm really looking forward to that one. And it's kind of a cross-platform thing. HD Radio Network broadcasting the pre-race show of their own. We'll be involved in that. And then, of course, you guys are coming on over to the booth at 7 o'clock. And we're going to have a pretty nice, pretty unique little pre-race show put together for them. Viper Technologies be along for the ride that night as well. And looking for a lot of fun on the 25th there,
Oh,
Phil.
definitely looking forward to it. And you said these RSN guys were, like taking a break. I think they're going to been mandated to hit the gym, because I'm looking down the lineup for the HDRN 500 at Nuff World, and we've got at least 5 of them qualified for the race, and there may be a couple more that show up. But we run 100%. They better hit the gym hard this week. Get ready for Saturday.
Yeah, I bet. I'll tell you what, we might as well let the cat out of the bag tonight. Qualifying on the pole for that race is none other than the 55 machine of Dwayne Hall.
Wow.
Had him in the booth here pre-race. So qualifying underway over there at Nuff World, and Dwayne Hall already got the pole position. It's a done deal from what I understand. So looking for a really exciting race over there on the 25th. And that's a full-on 200-lap, 500-mile race, Cowboys, so you don't want to miss that. All starts, I believe, at around 5 o'clock on HD Radio Network, switches over to 7 o'clock on ETV Live, and we'll be with you for the rest of the night.
Yeah, I tell you, that's going to be an exciting race. JD, can't wait to broadcast that race. These guys are going to put on a heck of a show there, Phil.
Oh yeah, we've got 36 cars qualified already, and expecting maybe a couple more that couldn't make the qualifying and duels to show up. Like I said, RSN, they've got looks like 5. Got their own Jay DePino, number 34. He's going to be starting 7th in that race.
Nice.
Outstanding.
Counselor.
And that counselor, you got it. A young Italian boy from Chicago, Illinois, is up there. But I tell you what, looking forward to seeing everybody over there. And something else coming up tomorrow night, Tracy, the Viper Technology Nationwide Series inaugural race tomorrow night. I believe we're at Daytona as well. That's in the iRacing mod over there. Of course, people hate it when I say that word, mod. But iRacing tomorrow night, I tell you what, hooking up with veteran sim racers, they're taking the bull by the horn, managing the series for us. Viper Technologies along for the ride, big-time sponsors for a 33-week season in a nationwide series. That all starts tomorrow night at 9 o'clock p.m. live here on ETV Live, so don't miss that one either, Cowboy.
When was our vacation day, JD? Because it don't sound like it's anytime soon.
Vacation? There's only one person here that ever gets to go on vacation, and he ain't even here tonight.
Bring a corn dog and Corona, and that'll pretty much narrow down who that person is.
I thought we'd at least be able to, talk about him. He's not even in a chat room over there. Maybe this is our opportunity to talk about him.
Holy cow, he's boycotting everything for a day. Oh, definitely time to talk about him and his relaxed schedule.
Yeah, relaxed schedule. All right. I don't even think we even have to mention his name, do we?
No, we don't.
I tell you what, not a whole lot happening out here on the track. Kind of waiting on Tony Bowling here in the 21 machine. Wondering when he's going to hook it up here and get it together. 83 laps in the book, so it's winding down, Tracy. But I tell you what, Bando, these guys have separated themselves by 4.5 seconds. So Tony Bowling, he's got to put the hustle on here soon. Now, here's the interesting thing, Tracy. Some of these guys taking their pit stops before the halfway point, scheduled for 100 laps tonight. So I tell you what, we may be seeing some pit stops out of these early pits. The guys that pitted early between lap 47, 51, somewhere in there. The last few guys down pit road around lap 55 or so. So we'll just have to keep an eye on it and see how it all plays out.
Yeah, our first stopper is at 55 at Dwayne Hall. Matter of fact, he was the first car in. So I got to believe that car is really starting to handle pretty rough for the 55 as he's still working his way around the track. But Tony Bowling and Ben Bando fairly close to the same time pitting, JD.
Oh, we got a caution out on a flag, and I want to say it's Hal Beardworth, guys. Let me run it backwards. I don't know if he caught the banana. I see Larry Mulligan up there by him. I don't know if they make contact or not. But see if we can roll it back here again. The 3-car of Hal Beardworth. And John, we got it up on the E-play?
Yeah, let's see if we can find out what happened here, guys. Is it 20? Oh, Beardworth hits the wall hard right before the safer barrier. Larry Mulligan's going to come through there, just miss him. I believe he's going to go. Jerry Hinkle Wow. I can't believe Jerry Hinkle made it through
Wow. Holy cow, yeah, I'm looking at that part on my replay. I had to roll it forward here a little bit. I tell you what, Jerry Hinkle, you know, this is where I wish we had the dual cameras going tonight. I tell you what, looking at the windshield of that 33 machine of what's coming, I tell you what, if I was Jerry Hinkle, I probably would have just hung on and closed my eyes and hoped for the best, dude. But I tell you what, Hal Beardsworth finding that banana peel right here at Atlanta Motor Speedway takes a big slip, guys. And I tell you what, not a whole lot of damage to that number 3 machine. So Tracy, I imagine he'd get down on pit road and get it all banged out. But you know what? We were talking about pit stops, fuel mileage, the whole 9 yards, and this may set up a whole new scenario.
Exactly what Tony Bowlen, that 21 car, wanted to see. The caution comes out. That'll take up all that distance he had behind Ben Bando of 4 seconds. Basically reset the game and let's start playing again, JD.
You bet, and I can guarantee you that every single one of them be down pit road. They're on their way into the pit boxes, and it will be 4 tires and a little bit of fuel for these guys. It'll be a race off pit road, I'm sure. But I'll tell you what, as that happens, why don't we go ahead and step away and take a real quick commercial break. You're watching it live, ETV Live. There ain't no other place, cowboy. Atlanta Motor Speedway with the Halls on Post Monday Night All Pro Series. Viper Technologies in the house. Don't wander off. We'll be right back. All right, we are back live at Atlanta Motor Speedway. I tell you what, a whole new game playing out here. Caution number 2 coming out here. The 3 car, Hal Beardsworth, finding that banana peel, goes for an e-ticket ride, and Jerry Hinkle just barely squeaks through unscathed. But Tracy, that's going to set up a whole new ball game out here at Atlanta. Tony Bowling able to catch right back up to the bumper of that 51 car of Ben Bando. And I'll tell you what, had to have been a fuel mileage game here playing out before that caution. 87 laps in the book, so this thing is absolutely winding down, guys. And guess what else? I see the link setting up over there in the chat room. And looks like Viper Technologies got it up there. Pick the winner, I believe. That's what that link is all about. The Fan Challenge. So get after it. Pick your winner. And see if you can't win a prize from Viper Technology over there. But I'll tell you what, back out here on the track, guys, Dwayne Hall, James Greegate back up closer to the front. That brings Frankie Samato in that 22 machine. He's one of the other ones we were watching. Larry Mulligan still being shown a lap down, guys, along with Jay Bunn. So it doesn't appear that they got that lap back. But Chris Judson, I believe, was the winner of the Lucky Dog that time around. And the 01 car back on the lead lap in 10th position.
Yeah, this should be a pretty exciting restart, JD. 21 Tony Bolin, and that 55 of Dwayne Hall, and the 7 of James Grigate, all with fresh tires. And we have a relatively short run to go. So it should be real interesting to see how that 51 of Ben Bando does at the front of the line for this restart, knowing that he started the back-to-back missing qualifying. So this will be really interesting to see how that car is on the short runs, guys.
You bet. I believe when we go back to green flag, we'll have 11 laps left, left in the race. So pace car pulling up down pit road. Hang on to your seatbelt, fans. Here we go. Ben Bando's got the lead right now, but Tony Bowling, can he take it from him in 12 laps and 11 laps? We'll see. Dwayne Hall back there in the 55 machine in third and fourth. James Grigate, Frankie Samato back here. And I'll tell you what, things are getting hairy up here already as Grigate looking for a pass on Hall, and Tony Bowling side by side with Ben Bando. Tony Bowling on the bottom here, drag race down the backstretch, guys. Bando hanging on to his own. Tony might have the advantage on the bottom here in this early run as Bando gets almost contact with him. You can't put a tissue between them, guys. I tell you what, Ben Bando coming on strong up here on the top, Tracy.
As they're racing side by side, they were just a minute ago for third place. The 7 of James Grigate clears the 55 of Dwayne Hall. Tell you, Ben Bando doing a great job running that high line as here comes the 7 of James Grigate looking down the center of these guys as the gap closes. Tony Bolin holding on to that bottom lane. Ben Bando run the high lane. Here comes the 55 of Dwayne Hall looking to stick a nose underneath the 7 of James Grigate. Move him up the track as the 55 is now challenging the 7, guys.
Bet the back end of that 7 coming out just a little bit there, but I'll tell you what, the action out here in front, Ben Bando, Tony Bowling, smoking 21, Tony Bowling going after it out here in the front. Ben Bando hanging on to that top side up there, but I'll tell you what, we've got 9 laps to go here at Atlanta, guys. I don't know if Ben Bando can hang on to that top run up there too long. That right rear tire is going to get red hot here in just a little bit. But Tony's got a disadvantage down there on the bottom. He's got a tighter radius to maneuver that 21 around. So I'll tell you what, they've been duking it out here for 2 laps, guys. Working on the 3rd lap here. There's almost contact between Bowling and the 51. I'll tell you what, this is probably going to be the way it's going to be until the finish, guys.
Yeah, I tell you, nobody's giving anything up. The 7 of James Grigate, if anything, giving Ben Bando a little bit of help on them straightaways, kind of pushing the air for him in the back there, giving him a little more momentum. But now look at the 55. Dwayne Hall pushed to the high side of the 22. Frankie Samano trying to take over that 4th position, JD.
You bet. Now here comes James Grigate up. Oh, Bando into the wall. But James Grigate right on the bumper of that 51 machine. That's going to slow Grigate down here a little bit. He saw that happening out the windshield, almost going 3 wide, coming down the backstretch. Tony Bowling on the inside, the 51 on the outside. Bando's got the run coming off the top. Almost contact between the 7 and the 21. These are teammates right here at the bottom. Tony Bowling and James Grigate. Bowling's got the run coming out in front of Grigate.
Yeah, Ben Bando having to run the absolutely top line there. The 21. Tony Bowling takes away. Ben Bando gets into the wall once again, guys. Entering the corner is the 55. Dwayne Hall pushing super high through the middle of that corner. And the 22 of Frankie Samano trying to hold it down to the 55 is trying to take and the bottom line past the 7 of James Grigate. But watch out on that high side. Here comes back that 51 of Ben Bando to the outside of the 22.
6 laps to go, guys. And I'll tell you what, the 55 car, Dwayne Hall, not only is he the track master, but he's the master blocker out here. I'll tell you what, he's got the 22 car, Frankie Samato, sneaking up behind him. Don't count him out. Samato, 5 top 5 finishes. Here's 55 car out of shape. 55 car into the wall. 55 car big time into the wall, guys. And no caution has come out. Still green flag racing out here as Tony Bowling is trying to walk away from Ben Bando and the rest of the crew back here. I'll tell you what, this is going to be quite the finish. 5 laps to go, Tracy.
55 has the tire down from hitting that wall so hard, JD, as now it looks like it's clear for the 22. Frankie Samano trying to catch, but you got James Grigate going to start pressuring that 21 of Tony Bowling as he's right there in that back bumper as the time of the lap race is going to end. Got that 7 of James Grigate all over the back of that 21, driving that car for all it's worth, JD.
Absolutely. I tell you what, there is no such thing as team on the last lap. James Grigate desperately trying to get a hold of that 21 car up here. I'll tell you what, James Grigate coming off the back-to-back wins. He took the trophy home at RSN Raceway Park. As Bowling goes high up into the turn, that's no man's land up there. James Grigate is real good on the bottom. Can hook it up, though. Tony Bowling and James Grigate going down the backstretch. 3 laps to go here at Atlanta. You bet. And Samato he's running about almost a second off the lead up here, guys. But I tell you what, Tony Bowling, James Greegate, Bowling's got a mirror full of that number 7 car up here. But I tell you what, James Greegate has not performed that well here at Atlanta. This may be one of his best efforts. He's only got 1 win and a couple of top 5s. So James Greegate looking to put another trophy on the shelf here tonight. But I tell you what, Tony Bowling, 4-time winner here at Atlanta, 5 top 5s. I tell you what, Tony Bowling knows this track inside and out. Last lap, white flag lap, guys. Tony Bowling up on the outside, Greegate on the bottom. Next thing, when they come off turn 4, that's going to be it, guys. White flag is out. Tony Bowling trying to hold off the 7 car of James Greegate going into turn 3 here. Tony Bowling out in front just by a hair. Greegate trying to put something together here. No contact yet. No contact. Bowling still up on the high side. It's a drag race to the finish line. It's going to be Tony Bowling. Tony Bowling, win number 5 at Atlanta Motor Speedway. James Greegate's finishing in 2nd place. Frankie Samato with a very respectable 3rd place finish, guys. Wow, what a race. Man, I got to take a break here, dude. That was what a finish. I tell you what, as we told all the viewers here before, this is our final broadcast with the Race Sim Nation, the Nation as we like to call it here, the Monday Night Halls on Post stuff. And I tell you what, no better group of racers than what you see right here. And I'll tell you what, a nice finish to cap the whole thing off. Hey, dude, it's not like we're going to be riding off into the sunset. We'll still be around here, and we'll hook up with the Nation here and broadcast a few races, see if we can't pick up a few team races on Wednesday nights. But I know a lot of these drivers getting hooked up with Enough World over there. A few of these guys, Dwayne Hall, he'll be there for the 500 on Saturday. So I tell you what, they're sharing websites with each other, and I tell you what, maybe Race Sim Nation can hook it up and trade off the drivers every now and again. But we'll be back over here to broadcast some more. For sure. But I'll tell you what, even the chat room started filling up here. Ed Wilson in the house from Nuff World, and a bunch of Nuff World guys. Jacob's in the house over there, and Joe, just a whole bunch of them. And I'll tell you what, thanks for joining along the race for us tonight. But I'll tell you what, we're going to go ahead and step away and take a real quick commercial break, Tracy, and we're going to set up for the Halls on Post post-race show here at Atlanta Motor Speedway. So, hey, cowboy, don't wander off. We'll be right back.
Hey dude, are you ready to rock and roll? If that's cool, then you need to do it over at HD Radio Network. HD Radio Network, 4 stations broadcasting 24/7 with everything from metal favorites to the 80s classic rock like legendary Leonard Skinner, Electric Light Orchestra, Foreigner, and bone-rattling, skull-crushing rock and roll on hard driving radio. And partnered with Nuff World Simulation Gaming, check out the HD Radio Network's Nuff Radio with Bear Factory, Stone Temple Pilots, Def Leppard, and a whole lot more. HDRadioNetwork.com. Take your pick and rock your brains out, dude. Hey, dude, are you ready to rock and roll? If that's cool, then you need to do it over at HD.
All right, and welcome back for the Halls on post-race show here from Atlanta Motor Speedway. And I tell you what, folks, what a finish it was here tonight. The first congratulatory remark I'd like to make, though, is to Ethan Bass, the winner of the $25 gift card from Viper Technologies. Way to go, dude. And I'll tell you what, come on back here, and again, a lot more chances to win some cash prizes, actually gift certificates, and possibly one of those chairs here. But I'm standing down here in Victory Lane with Smoking Tony Bowling. And I'll tell you what, Tony, from the back to the front, you're going to put trophy number 5 on the shelf here from Atlanta Motor Speedway.
Yeah, JD, I actually skipped Victory Lane, had to come over here to the ambulance to get some oxygen. That was some pretty intense racing there at the end.
Yeah, I tell you what, I see you down there right next to that fire wagon down there. But I tell you what, you qualified in 8th position back here. I think I kind of knew what was going through your head. You've been here a number of times before. You came into this race tonight with 4 trophies, 5 top 5 finishes, and of course a couple of top 10s as well. And I tell you what, correct me if I'm wrong, but your game tonight was probably just to lay back a little bit, let everybody else wear them out, and then put the coal to the fire and move it up forward. And that's just exactly what it looked like you'd done.
Well, I'm glad it looked that way. That wasn't the intentions. I was actually way off of my game. I've been iRacing all week at Atlanta, and come in here and I just could not drive the track the way that I needed to. So I had a bad qual, and we had that early caution, and since I was already, mid to backpack, I decided to go ahead and go in and get scuffed. And that made a huge difference. We just caught them leaders and just let the leaders, just the matter of the scuffed tires. And when I seen James go in, I knew that I had to go in, so he didn't make up a bunch of time. And it all played out. I mean, I really didn't expect to have that late caution, and when I did, I knew it was going to be some really hard racing to the end. And I did everything I could to fight off James. I think we was even 3 wide there for a lap or 2. It was pretty fun.
Yeah, absolutely. I tell you what, one of the most exciting finishes here on ETV Live that we've seen as well. But I tell you what, a heck of a run for Tony Bowling. But I tell you what, jumping from the A car into that B car, that's like going from a Porsche to a Volkswagen. It didn't do you that bad. You're taking the big one home here tonight. Any shout-outs out there you want to give?
I definitely got to give a shout-out to my teammates James, Dwayne, and Kyle Lent for everything they do for me. You guys up there in the booth, also want to give a shout out to Enough World for doing their little broadcast they're doing now, and also to the Viper seats. Some awesome seats them guys are making out there, so definitely check them out.
You bet. And again, congratulations. Trophy number 5 for Smoking Tony Bowling in that 21 machine. I'm going to pass the microphone on over to Tracy Flip Robinson. I believe he's caught up with our 2nd place finisher, James Greegate.
Yeah, you guys that caught up with the 7th. James Greegate. Looks like that horseshoe's pointed up the right direction still for you there, James, as that caution really helped you out there at the end.
Man, was that fun or what? We did. We were hoping for a caution late in that race just to try and put us back on the same cycle as those guys in front of us. Wouldn't have necessarily thought that a lap 1 caution would have been basically the outcome of the race had it gone green the rest of the way with those guys getting fresh tires behind us. And, just it made all the difference. They came flying through the field and were about 4 to 6 seconds ahead of us by the time we even started making pit stops. So, Tony did a great job coming through the field. Ben Bando, obviously, is always fast here at Atlanta. He came through, and when that caution came out with like 10, 11, 12 laps to go, whatever it was, I knew we had a shot. I knew we were fast enough to try and give a good run at it. And we had our 3 wide opportunity. I had Bowling pinched to the bottom, and I was clearing Ben Bando on the with him on the outside. Just I didn't drive it quite hard enough to clear Ben fast enough to keep Tony pinched down, and when he got in front of me, I just couldn't quite make it back happen. But, man, that was a lot of fun for the last couple laps, wasn't it?
Oh, I'll tell you what, it was a great race there at the end, James. As I'm pretty sure as you were watching at that windshield of watching that 21 and that 51 of Ben Tony fighting that hard there side by side lap after lap. You can't beat that kind of racing out there.
No, you can't. That's what Race Sim Nation's all about. Going out, having good, hard, clean racing. You know, even though we were running the wheels off the cars, we were still out there. I mean, I don't think any one of us really touched each other at all at any point. So, you know, 100 laps of clean green racing. Hope more people come over and check us out, run with us, have some fun. Obviously, we're sad to see ETV not going to be around for the rest of the season, but hopefully you guys enjoy the rest of your broadcasts and come back here sometime soon.
All right. Good. Anybody you want to thank out there tonight, James?
Yes, sir. Always got to thank Angela Hall and Hall's on Post Accounting and Tax Services. Again, it is tax time. If you haven't sent your stuff in, get it on to Angela Hall and Hall's on Post. She'll take great care of you, get a great return. I got to thank my teammates. Tony, great win tonight. Dwayne, obviously he had a great run going too. We were having some fun screwing around, middle of the race, and then even at the end of the race there, I'm not sure exactly what happened to him. I think he got up near the wall and popped a tire and had a bad finish overall for him. But anyway, long and short, it was a great run for him. A lot of fun running with him, and he built a great track here in Atlanta. I got to thank my wife, Nicole, and again, all you guys at ETV. You guys are awesome. Hope to see you again soon.
All right, that's your second place finish tonight. The 7 of James Green, and I'm going to throw it down to Phil. No, I'm just joking, Phil. I'm going to throw it over to John to our third place finisher.
I sure have, guys. I've caught with that 22 Dragon Motorsports machine of Frankie Gabaldon. Frankie, you just seem like he's a...
Frankie Gabaldon.
Frankie Samanto, sorry, Frankie. Got my hands on too many things here. JD's keep me too busy, Frankie. But great run. You seem like you could just hang in the top 4 or 5 car all race long. What would it take to win this race tonight?
I needed to get rid of that angry bump that's sitting on the exit of 2. That thing almost killed me twice.
Frankie, you ran a good solid race for Dragon Motorsports, and Mama Dragon watching all race long kept rooting you on. I really thought you was going to get up there and give Ben Bando a run for his money.
I was trying. This car is extremely fast. I just had it over-adjusted a little bit on the tight side in the first run. But once I did my first pit stop, this thing was ready to go, and she was moving up through the field.
Well, Frankie, great job tonight for Dragon Motorsports and that 22 machine tonight. Anybody want to give a shout-out to before we cut you loose?
Yeah, I'd like to thank my sponsors, Kircher's Hardware, Family Food Center, Dragon Motorsports and my teammates in Dragon Motorsports, and on the guys all sitting back at home, my east to west teammates, Gabaldon, Riddle, Wilson, and Diafonso.
Well, once again, congratulations for your third place finish, Frankie. Made it to the podium, made it to the interviews here at ETV, so it couldn't have been all bad. And JD, before I send it back up to you, I got an old buddy of ours here at RSA, and I haven't seen him in like forever, and I heard he's a daddy, so I went and dug up this picture. Well, where'd it go? Let me find it here. But I went and dug up this picture of his newborn little baby, and I put it up here on the stream, the cutest little thing you ever seen. I didn't catch his name, JD, so I'm sorry.
All right, and I'll tell you what, I know who you're talking about. He's everybody's buddy here on ETV Live. JJ Schlafer in the house. I see you over there, bud. Hey, thanks for coming along for the ride here a little late in the game, but you're always welcome. You know that. In fact, I think you got a key to the back door, if I'm not mistaken. But Tracy, Phil, what a night in Atlanta Motor Speedway. And I'll tell you what, Viper Technologies, along with that Viper 600 SR seat, hey, check it out, dude. ViperSR.com. $289, and plus the shipping. I tell you, man, you can't get a better deal than that, cowboy. But Jason in the house with Viper Technologies with us, giving out some free stuff. But I tell you what, Tracy, what a night here at Atlanta Motor Speedway! One of the best finishes I've seen in a long time.
Yeah, I tell you what, we had a great race here at Atlanta. Got some drama there right at the end as them guys were all bunched back up for a 10-lap shootout, and that's exactly what we've seen. They battled 2 wide and 3 wide, top 5 guys all right in there just fighting for that finish. And Tony Bowen being able to pull out a 5th win here at Atlanta. Yeah, I tell you what a great race, JD.
Absolutely. And Phil, HD Radio Network, Nuff Radio, along for the ride tonight, simulcast. I hope you had a good night here, my friend.
Oh, yeah. Great race. Had a great race. And looking forward, like I said, we got about a half a dozen of these RSN guys already qualified for our 500 at Daytona coming up this Saturday. And there might even be a couple more of them show up that couldn't get to qualifying, so these guys got their work cut out for them over there for sure. And then there's also putting the final details on the Race Sim Nation versus Nuff World. Something about taking everybody over to Australia for a duel over there.
Absolutely, and I got a funny feeling ETV will probably jump the jet and come along for the ride, and we'll meet you in Australia.
I think you guys had a lot to do with getting that thing going, poking and prodding on both sides there. But it's going to be a good event coming up here. As soon as they get the details wrapped up on that, I'm sure you guys will be letting everybody know about it for sure.
Absolutely. And I'll tell you what, Atlanta Motor Speedway, the Halls on Post Monday Night All-Pro Series, and this is the final broadcast for this group. But it's not like we're going away. We'll be around. And I'll tell you what, I had a lot of fun with these guys. ETV Live grew up here. The innovation and the creativity that came out of all the broadcasts over the last year or so, I'll tell you what, you cannot beat it anywhere, anytime, Cowboy. ETV-eplay.net is where it's at. Before we do get out of here, as always here at the Halls on Post Monday Night Series, we got some people we need to thank on the way out the door here. True Gravity Arch Design, I tell you what, they put the polish on the RSN website over there, Halls on Post, for sponsoring the Halls on Post Monday Night All-Pro Series here. Hey, it's tax time, Cowboy. You need to see Angela Hall for all your tax needs at Halls on Post. And they also sponsor the ETV Live chat room and the post-race show, DB Tech Services. I'll tell you what, they put a lot of effort in over here, too. DB Tech Services, you got network issues with your computer or whatever, give David Bass a call, DB Tech Services. ARCA League Manager, hey, they're the ones that control the points and house the points and make it easy for the guys to do all the math. TheSimFactory.com for producing the ARCA racing game. And, of course, HD Radio Network for all the pre-race entertainment provided by them before we get to the action here in the booth. The Nation itself, RaceSimNation.net. I tell you what, Cowboy, you want to strap one of these babies on, come over here and play in these boys' backyard? Why, you can. RaceSimNation.net. Get it on and get over here and do it. Jody Johnson, the ETV Live journalist. I tell you what, he takes care of the RSN weekly race headlines over there. Also doing some work at the ETV place. And, of course, John, the bad boy Wesley, of course, they call him the legend, and he's absolutely the legend, executive producer here at ETV Live. Dwayne Hall, I'll tell you what, not only track master for reworking the tracks over here at the Nation, but he's kind of the El Jefe over at the Nation. Outstanding league over there. Does a heck of a job maintaining over there. It's been a blast, dude. And I'll tell you what, looking forward to doing some more broadcasts for the Nation in the future. But and then of course, big thanks to my co-host on ETV here, Tracy Flip Robinson. Thanks for Phil from HD Radio Network for being along in the booth tonight with us. And of course, our sponsor. Big major event happening here at ETV Live. Viper Technologies jumping in with both feet with the ETV Live. And I tell you what, check them out, vipersr.com. And boys, you know, if you want to check this broadcast out again, you can do it. ETV-eplay.net. Lots of racing coming our way. And starting tomorrow night, it's going to be the Viper Technologies Nationwide Series. 33 weeks of racing right here live on ETV Live. And then, of course, on Thursday night, you want to catch Thursday Night Thunder with Jesse the Outlaw James. And then on the 25th, Saturday night, I tell you what, HD Radio Network Daytona 500. You heard it from Phil from HD Radio Network. You don't want to miss that show. Pre-race show activity, it's an all-day affair. And then, of course, back on Sunday nights, Road to the Pro, back in the house with Jesse the Outlaw James. So tons of things happening, etv-eplay.net. Click on the schedule up there and tune in. So from Atlanta Motor Speedway and all the gang at the Nation, we'll see you tomorrow night.